Afternoon News. I'm your host, Shadaye Byfield. We've got a packed show for you today with some local, state, and national news coming your way. To start us off today, we've got reporter Abby Evans talking about the pink tax.
On February 3, 2020, the Virginia Tech Senate voted unanimously to make menstrual supplies sold in the Commonwealth tax-free. However, the tampon tax is just one part of the whole pink tax. The pink tax is not an actual tax. It is the tendency for products marketed towards women to be more expensive than those marketed towards men. Berkeley Hufford, an industrial design major at Virginia Tech, spoke out about her feelings about tampons being taxed in other states.
To call that a luxury is ridiculous, because if we didn't have them, no one would be okay with that.
Hufford explained her feelings on Virginia's most recent actions regarding the tampon tax.
Awesome, but that's where the bar should be. I'm not gonna, yes, it's good, but I'm not gonna be like, that's amazing, like we're doing such good. That's what it should have been.
The pink tax is most noticeable in shampoo products, razor blades, and body wash. Madison Black, a pharmacist at the University City Boulevard Kroger, commented on Virginia's removal of tax on menstrual products.
It makes my heart happy that Virginia's taken a step in the right direction. I think there's a lot of laws that are going to be passed soon that are kind of step in the right direction, you know.
This has been Abby Evans reporting.
We went out onto the Virginia Tech Blacksburg campus to ask some of the female students about their thoughts on the pink tax.
I remember learning about the pink tax. I didn't really know that it had a name. I heard about it in high school, but I guess I associated it or flipped it around, I guess, and I thought maybe men's products were more expensive, like razors. Realized that it is true, and a lot of females I've noticed, or at least around me, do have male razors versus female razors because of that reason.
Well, personally, I think it's not fair that girls have to pay more for razors and stuff, because we all have body hair, and I know majority of guys don't shave the entirety of their legs.
I think the whole concept of a pink tax is really inconsiderate, and it doesn't really make sense just because obviously women don't have a choice of how their body processes work, and it kind of sucks that we have to pay more and have this additional tax.
So I definitely think, first of all, that women's hygiene products should be marketed by women, and I think the cost should be set by women because it's a necessity. It's just like toilet paper.
It doesn't make sense. Just if you go to stores and the same t-shirt and a male size will be cheaper than a woman's size, it doesn't make any sense.
I think it's unfair that tampons and pads are super expensive because it's we can't help that we have our period. That's just kind of how life is.
I hear someone go, "Didn't it come from you guys?"
Strangers cough at me.
Move away from me.
Someone spit towards my direction. All the stereotypes that we've worked so hard to break are just going to be reversed. And I won't let that happen.
We all have to play our part.
I donate my plasma.
I've been making masks.
We deserve respect as much as everybody else.
I'm a firefighter, not a virus.
I'm a mask maker, not a virus.
I'm a nurse.
I'm a delivery woman,
Chef, a neighbor, artist,
Bus driver.
I'm a doctor.
Fight the virus. Fight the virus.
The Los Frere volcano is still causing trouble for the folks living on the eastern Caribbean island St. Vincent. Volcanic activity started Friday, April 9th and has been continuous since. This is the volcano's first eruption in 42 years since 1979. Nearby islands Antigua, Grenada, and St. Lucia are taking in evacuees as the island faces supply shortages and nationwide power outages from the ashfall. South Africa joins the U.S. and several European countries in the suspension of the Johnson & Johnson coronavirus vaccine. These pauses following the FDA's decision to continue their investigations into the rare cases of blood clots. The University of Virginia's memorial to enslaved laborers was officially unveiled on Saturday, April 10th. The memorial was finished in 2020, but the COVID-19 pandemic put a hold on the dedication ceremony. The memorial is dedicated to the more than 4,000 enslaved and free laborers who built and worked at the university in Charlottesville, Virginia. We have Dr. Peter Wallenstein joining us in the studio today via Zoom. Dr. Wallenstein is an author and history professor here at Virginia Tech. Thank you for meeting with us today, Dr. Wallenstein.
Happy to be here.
So with UVA's memorial to enslaved laborers, do you think that's something we will see more of in coming years, dedications to the enslaved workers that unknowingly and unwillingly played a role in building the country, with emphasis on the Black Lives Matter movement and the nationwide removal of statues and dedications to the Confederacy in recent years?
There's no question about this. In one way or another, this kind of movement's been underway since the 1980s, and on this campus at Tech since 97. William and Mary has for some time now been involved in putting up a similar kind of memorial. The schools with long histories before the Civil War see more directly the kind of connection to slavery, to the enslaved workers who made the place, who built it up and who helped run it all those years.
Tech also recently did some dedications of their own in a way, with changing the names of Lee Hall and Barringer Hall to the Hodge Hall and Whitehurst Hall, respectively. What can you tell us about that and the historical significance of the new names?
Well, James Whitehurst, to take the second one first, replaces the name of Barringer. Paul Barringer was president of Virginia Tech 100 plus years ago, and he published things about Black Virginians that strongly suggested, were quite explicit, that they should still be slaves. They were better off that way, and they should certainly never be able to come to an institution like Virginia Tech. Whitehurst himself was the very first Black student permitted to live on campus. He had to fight tooth and nail to attend ring dance, to live on campus, to eat on campus, to do things that students the first 8 years enrolled here couldn't do.
Unfortunately,
and then he's the first African-American on the Board of Visitors. He's a towering figure in many ways, but the Hogues are the key figure. Mr. and Mrs. Hogue, William and J.D.
Dr. Wallenstein, I'm so sorry to cut you off, but that is all we have time for today. Thank you for joining us, and as always, I'm your host, Shadaye Byfield.